The headline question is consensus in international climate change talks the way to save the planet? How optimistic are you of a meaningful global deal in 2015? 1, very optimistic. 5, very pessimistic. Your voting starts now. 71% pessimistic or very pessimistic, and only 12% optimistic or very optimistic. We've left the revolvers on the table outside.
I'm going to start with the premise. Any negotiation, whether it be climate or otherwise, that is based on sharing out of burden, cost or pain is doomed to fail.
Now let's think in a different way. What will happen if we will have a new coalition of all countries in all different groups that want a high ambition outcome with a rise to the top?
The nascent demand for cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner energy systems goes hand in hand with low carbon development. And I think that will only happen when you get social movements, NGOs and others to really tackle the vested powers in those countries and in the global system as a whole.
Yeah, I think in order to save the planet from human destruction, it would be a mistake to focus only on the climate change negotiations, because there are other fora and legal entry points.
And I think we absolutely need to spend some time figuring out how to make civil society and these social movements influence the process. I don't think they're separate things. They have to be each other. They have to meet each other, because even Rio is an example. If you have millions of people collaborating and coordinating socially around these issues, but yet the actual process, they have no mechanism for really influencing, you disenfranchise that movement completely.
These are not mutually exclusive solutions. They're all elements of a solution. I think the big message that we take away from this whole discussion is that those who are responsible for managing the climate negotiations need some help from us, because if we don't get something moving, you're going to get stuck arguing about the agenda and who chairs what committee from now until kingdom come.
But in the end, I don't think changing the process is the game changer. And I think where the game changers are much more around what happens in the real world, because it's that which informs what happens in negotiations. And I think, how we use civil society, business, NGOs, all those people who are making stuff happen in the real world and building momentum.
But, don't we at the same time, besides looking at the things we've got to do new, don't we also need to look at things we've got to stop doing or do differently? And is this really going to deal with the sort of vested interest issues that have held back progress in so many areas?
We now have a lack of trust in the process among the groups of countries, and Copenhagen was a watershed in that respect. We should be looking at ways of restoring trust.
I think also we have to be really optimistic, because it's possible, it's the future, there is no way back. And I think this is the example we heard today are all pretty much good ones. And it's a matter of making them happen, actually, and move forward and not discussing how much time will take, but let's do it.